I want to talk about Alteria. How do you think, as we say Alteria, how do you think that happened?
श्योर यार, काफ़ी इंटरेस्टिंग जर्नी रही है हमारी. लाइक व्हेन वी आवर टीम स्टार्टेड इंडिया इन 2007-8 अंडर सिलिकॉन वैली बैंक. That so Silicon Valley Bank we ran quite well from 2008 till 2014, right? But एक issues में आ रहा था क्या, Silicon Valley Bank, as I mentioned earlier, that outside the US they went to UK, Israel, China and India. In all the other 3 geographies outside India, they were able to get a branch banking license or do a JV with a existing bank in those geographies. In India, we were an NBFC, wholly owned, equity funded by Silicon Valley Bank. And as you can imagine, in India it's extremely tough to get any kind of banking license from RBI for such a niche business. So in fact, we applied for banking license twice in 2009 and 10, but we were not expecting to get that. And by 2013-14, Silicon Valley Bank was not sure of their next 10 years of path in India. Okay? So unfortunately, Silicon Valley Bank, they decided to exit India in 2013-14. So for next 2 years, from 2014 till 16, we actually expanded this. We created and set up team in Southeast Asia as well as China, and it became a Asia level organization where Innovent Capital had started having presence in 3 geographies in Asia then, primarily being India, and followed by Southeast Asia and China. So 2014 till 17, we were running Innovent Capital India business, where we started seeing some more players coming into India to do venture debt, but the market was getting bigger and better every year. So it was almost growing by like 40-50% for us. Like I think venture debt as an asset class had almost grown by like 10 to 15x in a matter of 7 to 8 years from the time when we started. And 2017-18 was a time where while we were running Innovent Capital India business, but relation also was that at some point for any fund manager's life, you want to run your own fund and a lot more independently. And this is the time where the partnership at Alteria, we decided to kind of venture out and create our own firm under the brand name Alteria Capital, where even the alternative investment funds guidelines in India had opened up, and it was regulatory easier to kind of run debt funds in India, where you can actually take capital from Indian investors and invest into Indian startups. So 2017-18 is where Alteria Capital was formed, where the team had experience of almost a decade running venture in India, and they had the confidence to kind of raise that capital and deploy that capital back in Indian startups with a lot more independence with us. So that was like the germination of Alteria Capital.